Hello.
We're back.
Hello. What is going on?
Took a couple of week hiatus there.
Cap was on some adventures.
I was.
All right. Where were taking us on these adventures? Where did we go?
Well, I started off in just outside of Asheville, North Carolina. I went down, and they had a Rock for Relief thing going on, which was very cool.
For the hurricane.
Yeah.
What was it called? Milton?
Milton, yes. And so I went down to see my buddy Rinker. And in his hometown of Waynesville, which is 25 minutes outside of Asheville, they were doing this thing called Rock for Relief. And it was just like all these local musicians and stuff went and played for free around all over the place. And then, you just go, spend money, and part of the proceeds went to, the needy, everybody that suffered losses in the hurricane. So that was very cool. I actually have a poster of it.
That's cool. You saw some good bands?
Yeah, I saw one really good band. I can't remember their name, but they were fucking sick. Like, I think I told you that they were just like your one band. Not like Biv, the
Instrumental?
Sequilibrium?
Yeah. They were very similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some fusion-y shit?
Yeah, it was so cool. And then I'm standing there by myself, like in the middle of, so it was like, it was this big place, and they had like, like greens, like where you just stood.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there by myself, and this guy walks up, and he goes, "Hey, man, didn't I see you in Key West?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, not again." And I turned around, and I'm like, I was in Key West, and I couldn't really see him because the light was behind him, so it was just like a shadow.
When's the last time you were in Key West?
3 years ago.
Oh, my God.
So, and he goes, "It's Parrish, brother, it's Parrish." And I was like, "Holy shit, Parrish," which is one of Rinker's friends, but I hadn't seen him the whole time. And then 10 minutes later, Rinker's like, "Yo, Parrish is here. Did you see him?" And I'm like, "I did." It was just really funny. He's like, "Dude, you got to come see Amy." That's his wife.
Yeah. Wow, that's funny.
And, so I ended up hanging out with those guys like all night. We had a great time. And then Rinker and I got up at 7 in the morning and hit the road because he wanted to get back. It's like a 2.5 hour drive almost to Georgia where I was going.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to watch the Bills game with us, but he's like, "No, I'm going to just come back." He's like, "So let's hit the road at 7.
So he's just driving you to Georgia?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I know, what a great friend, right? Yeah. And he drops me off in Georgia.
And then at that point, you can't be like, can we say 9?
No,
you got to go when he's got to say, like, "God damn it."
Yeah. And I don't know what it is about that mountainous area, but I think it's, the fresh air and everything. Like, you just don't get hangovers.
Wow.
We drank all day, and I was drinking like all these weird IPAs that I never drank before, and sours and everything else. And I woke up and I was like, I feel like $1 million.
Oh, I wonder if it's. I mean, isn't it supposed to be worse, like in Denver and shit? Like a mile
Denver,
high,
it's definitely
you gotta
worse.
watch your alcohol.
Yeah,
a little, dehydrated and stuff.
I told you the first time I ever drank in Denver when I moved out there, like, everyone was like, "Oh, fucking Hardin will put you to shame, fucking drink." I drank 6 beers and I had to fucking crawl to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I'm quite the man I used to be.
You're not trained. You got to train in mountain air.
You really do. So,
So you guys had a 7 a.m. drive to Georgia.
Yeah, and dude, he drives like a race car driver through the mountains. It's amazing.
That's got to be fun.
It's super fun. I'm like, "Frank, you should have been a race car driver." And he's like, "I know." So we had a blast the whole way there. We fucking just reminisced, and it was really cool. And then I got there, and those guys were like, "We're not gonna be able to get the Bills game." And I was like,
"Oh shit,
are you fucking kidding?" And they're like, "It's okay. We found a brewery 30 minutes away that has it." And I was like,
30 minutes?
Yeah, well, we're up in the mountains.
Oh, you're up in the mountains. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So this is at
everything's 30
you're
minutes away.
You're renting the house?
Yes.
Okay. This isn't like someone's house.
No. This is our annual fall trip where we pick a place somewhere in the Carolinas or in Tennessee or this time in Georgia.
You just listen to country music and make a list of any places they name.
Yeah. John Denver is played constantly. yeah. Which is fun. Yeah. And it's almost like it sounds different there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but,
I get you.
You know, I'm like, man, this sounds great. So, yeah, we hit this brewery, and they had they did flights and stuff like that at the brewery, so you could try all the beers. Like, and it was like, if you just wanted to try the flights instead of actually get full flights, it was like $1.
Wow.
And so you got like 5 shots, different shots of
little
beer.
Sampler platter.
Yeah, which was really cool. And they make their own liquor there, too. And if you wanted a flight of liquor, it was free.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What are they trying to do to you people?
I don't know, but it was fun.
And then after you're all banged up, you buy a bunch of their strippers or something, fucking bunch of pizzas, and like just they clean up after that?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
They didn't even have food. We had to order food. So you order food from down the street, and they deliver it.
Weird.
You have to walk down the street and order it in person. You can't call it in. Dude, we were in the thick of it, man.
This is so confusing.
I know. It was very confusing to me too. If I wouldn't have seen it with my own eyes, I might not have even believed it.
Hey, liquor's free. You're like, that's weird. Can we get food? They're like, well, that's a little trickier.
Yeah, I know. So you got to walk down 3 doors down, go in, place your order, tell them that you're at the brewery, and they'll bring it down in 20 minutes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And really cool thing about this brewery is there's a red and orange line that go right through the middle of it, and
Like on the floor?
on the floor. It's tape, and on the half of the red line you're in Georgia. On the half of the orange line you're in Tennessee.
Cool.
So my buddy Rod, who's with us, is like, there's no fucking online gambling in Georgia. And I go to Tennessee. And he goes, good one, Hardin. And I'm like, no, seriously, it's right there.
Yeah.
He walks over 5 feet and he goes, I can place my bet.
That's so bizarre. Wow, they have it pinpointed like that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Isn't that nuts, man? Like I was like, shut up. I was like, I was only kidding when I said that. He goes, I swear to God, they allowed my bet. I was like, well, come back over and sit it down here in Georgia. So that was pretty fucking very unique and
That's
really
incredibly
cool.
unique. This whole place is topsy-turvy.
Yeah, it was great.
The rules in this place are weird.
It was really funny. He's like, I can't get my bets in. Fucking, they don't do the bets in Georgia.
Yeah, what else is legal in? Is there a weed situation where like you smoke on one side of the line, if you go to the other side, you get arrested?
There might have been. I didn't actually even think about that.
That's all I'd be thinking.
Well, I know.
You're like, what's legal here and what's legal there?
Yeah, right.
Which side of the line do I got to be on?
So then came the weirdest part.
Jeez.
So we're ready to leave, and we got to pick up food for dinner that night. So a couple of the guys go over to the local grocery mart. I don't even know what it's called, like an IGA or whatever. And we have the return of Retodd. Yay. And he is not changed a bit, I can tell you that. So he's like, I just got to stop at my house and pick up a couple things. And I was like, and I was the only one riding with Todd. And I was like, and I like looked around, and Hot Dog was like, sorry, Hardin. I was like, dude, I gotta go to Retodd's house. I'm scared.
Dude, it was so funny when I talked to you, and I'm like, oh, you were down there. And I'm like, you getting some good stories for the show? You're like, oh, totally. You're like, Retodd's here. I'm like, oh, that's great. And is he doing weird shit? You're like, yeah. And you're like, dude, I saw his house. I was like, oh. You're like, it was an experience.
I was afraid to go in, first of all. So he's telling me about his place when we get there. So he is a whitewater raft instructor. Okay?
Yeah.
This guy, I would not fucking want me instructing him. I want him instructing anything for me. Like, wow. I'm shocked that he is allowed to do this even. And so
don't crash, don't drown.
So he lives in Tampa Bay in the winter, and he lives right outside of LJ, Georgia in the summer.
Okay.
That's when all the whitewater rafting is, obviously.
All right, sure.
And they put up all the guides at this place. It's a cement building.
Oh, it's like barracks for whitewater raft guys?
It's exactly what it is.
Wow.
So he's like, come on in. And I was like, that's all right, man. Like, I can just see from his like stoop or whatever you want to call it that I don't want to go in.
Wow, creepy.
Yeah. And he's like, come on, Harden, get in here. Come on, brother. And I'm like,
do it for the show.
What?
Do it for the show.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gonzo journalism, man. You got to get in there. You got to become part of it.
So I walk in, and I'm like, what the hell is that? He's like, oh, that's the Skinnin Room. And I'm like,
fucking Skinnin Room. I'd be like, that's it. I would have turned around and ran.
I was like, this is why I didn't want to come in here. I'm like, how many teeth have been fucking pushed down that drain?
Yeah.
So I'm like, the Skinnin Room. I'm like, I'm not gonna even ask any questions. He's like, yeah, when we go fishing and hunting and stuff like that, that's where we all skin everything. And I'm like, it's your spare room, man. it's like my spare room.
Yeah,
it's like that, except for it's all concrete.
Yeah,
with a drain in the middle.
Oh, Jesus, like a prison shower,
dude. It was fucked up.
Was there like skins and shit hanging up?
No, thank God.
Oh fuck.
It wasn't like Pete's basement.
Oh, yeah.
So then we go into his room, which is the only other room. Like, it's just a room,
right?
And there's a bed in the middle of it that has stuff piled almost to the ceiling. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where do you sleep? And he's like, right there. And I was like, on the pile? He's like, yeah, man. I'm
like a pile of what? Clothes or
I don't
shit
know. Or clothes, blankets, various foods. It was something to see. So then he goes, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, that's my Skinnin Room.
Yeah, because I'm standing still in the corner.
You're just keeping your eye on the exit.
I'm like, I'm going to get hepatitis for sure. There's no doubt about it. I'm getting
Take a seat. You're like, I'm good.
Yeah. He's like, dude. So then he's like, wipe that table off real quick. I gotta divide a couple things. Like, and he throws a cloth at me, and it hits me, and it hits the ground.
You don't put you just freeze it.
And he's like, Hergen. He's like, there ain't nothing wrong with it. It's clean. And I was like, dude, you're scaring me, man. If you ever met this guy, you would understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get it.
And you've talked to him, so you know.
Oh my God.
So he's like, pick it up and wipe that off, please. And I was like, all right. And I pick it up, and it's soft, not crusty. So I feel a little better. But and then he's like, here, you want these mushrooms? Throws me a bag of mushrooms. And then he's like, all right, I got to divide up these weeds because I got to figure out who needs what. Like, and I'm like, okay. So that's what he needed the clean table for, because the table was fucking disgusting. I have no idea what was on it.
Well, you got a guy living by himself, barracks, just a bunch of it's like army shit. But without like a drill instructor. That's the opposite of army shit. An army shit without the guy yelling at you to make your bed. So you don't have to do anything.
No, there's nothing done.
No.
So I'm like,
just make sure any of these tourists don't drown.
Yeah.
And then do whatever you want. That's his only responsibility. So other than that, he's going to let the place go to fucking craziness.
Oh my God. And it did. I'm like, dude, I got to piss. Where's the bathroom? And he's like, right here.
You're in it.
Right?
It's the Skinnin Room with the drain. No. That's my piss and shit and Skinnin Room. What's wrong with you?
He goes, right here. There's a CVC pipe coming out of the wall, and he screws the cap off of it.
And he just pees into the hole?
And he goes, right there. And I go, no.
Like the Blue Man Group?
Dude, I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm like, I'll wait till we go outside. He's like, what?
So you're supposed to just piss in the hole and stand there with him?
Yes.
And just keep the conversation going while he's splitting up the weed?
Yeah. Well, I'm pissing in a PVC pipe.
That goes to where? And what's coming up the other end of the pipe?
I have no idea. He's like, I put this in 2 years ago because they wouldn't give me a bathroom. I'm like, well, what if you got to go number 2? He's like, well, that's a little more difficult.
There's some serious OSHA violations happening at this place.
Dude, it was fucking unbelievable.
Wow. I thought it was just going to be like a weird, like the Water Boy or something with like gator heads on the wall or like shit,
No. There was a couple dildos.
Whoa. For what? For him? For who? For the pipe?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask. I was like, I saw one and I was like, whoa, that thing's jiggly. It was like stuck to the countertop. And just And I hope it's not for him because it wasn't small.
Oh man! Imagine being the chick that guy at whatever local tavern, or there's probably a bunch of hot chicks on the whitewater rafting thing, and he probably pulls them back to his place.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be like a party. It's gonna be like a fucking dorm room with all the fun whitewater rafting guys, like a surf instructor.
Right.
Like, oh, he's exotic. He probably does pull chicks back." And then they're like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
First thing they see is a Skinnin Room.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He said he finally met his match, actually, just a couple weeks before that. He goes, I fucking bring this chick home, and he's like, dude, she was a hot little redhead. He goes, and we got into my room, and I forgot how bad it was. And she goes, oh, you nasty, ain't you?
Oh, wow.
And she was into it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, weirdo. Yeah, that's a real, girl on a vacation, something. Let's go for a roll in the hay with this pig.
Yeah.
He's in love.
He's like, dude, it was like, he goes, and then I fucking showed her, he goes, I couldn't get rid of her for 2 days, so I finally showed her the Skinnin Room. And she's like, are we gonna fucking here?
Oh my God, she's worse. He's fine.
I know.
He's just.
I was like, you really met your match.
Yeah, Jesus.
He's like, I know, I thought I could get rid of her, and nope, she wanted to stay a couple more days.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. She used the pipe. She used the PVC pipe.
She probably did.
Yeah. She just butted up next to it.
Holy fuck, man. It was an experience.
It's like a weird glory hole. It's funny that he had to install it himself.
Yeah, I know.
And he's like, I got an idea.
I'm assuming it leads outside, but it might just lead into the next guy's room. I don't know.
I didn't think that far. It's out of my dick. That's the problem. That's gone.
Yeah. All right, we're good. I feel relieved. I'm going back to bed.
All right.
So, yeah.
Going back to the pile.
Yeah. So, that was that then we're back at the fucking, we get back to the camp or the place or whatever, and
back to the rented house.
Yes.
Okay, with toilets and amenities and
oh yeah. There's like 4 toilets. There's real beds.
Yeah.
There's
He's
TV,
in
there's
fucking
TVs.
paradise.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the other things that he told me before we went there. He goes, season ended 2 weeks ago. He's like, so that's when they shut off the water and the Wi-Fi. And I was like, what do you do about showering? He's like, the water's still pretty warm. And I was like, in the creek? And he's like, yeah. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, man, he's really roughing it. Fucking on some Grizzly Adams shit out there.
Oh my God, he must have been in heaven staying at our place. So he we get back to the place, and he pulls this grungy, old, little tiny, thin mattress out of the back of his truck. And like 5 blankets, and this was the funniest part, and a what do they call it? The breathing thing for like
a CPAP machine?
Yeah, CPAP machine.
He's got one of those?
He's got one of those.
He doesn't have a toilet, but he's got like sophisticated medical equipment on him.
Yeah.
The fuck?
That's why I said this is the best part.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I gotta get my CPAP machine ready for when we go to bed tonight. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, that's what he cares about. Of all things, that's what he cares about.
He's like, man, I only sleep for like 4 hours a night. I gotta make sure they're good 4 hours. I'm like, okay, dude.
Been on a bit of a health kick.
Yeah.
I didn't know whitewater rafters had like good medical shit where they could get machines like that.
I didn't either. So yeah, the return of Retodd got off to a hell of a bang.
That's wonderful.
It's wonderful. So that was the first, I don't know, what was that, 6 hours that I was there? I was still there for 6 more days.
Oh, man.
But he left. There was one funny part. Hot Dog's wife was, it was after day 3 that he was there and day 2 that I was there. He was supposed to leave. He was supposed to leave Tuesday. And Tuesday morning, he's making breakfast. And I don't really like that he makes breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of weirds me out a little. He's over there, he's licking his fingers and like fucking, and I'm like, Todd, wash your hands. Todd, wash your. I must have said it 7 times.
Yeah.
He's like, Aaron, you're a real fucking clean act, huh? Like, and I'm like, not really, man. I'm like, it's just kind of common courtesy to like wash your hands every time you lick your fingers if you're going to be preparing our food.
Yeah.
And
where did you get this bacon?
Yeah, I know. So he goes, so yeah, I figure tonight we'll fucking do this and this and this, and then maybe I'll leave tomorrow. And as he's saying it, Hot Dog's wife walks by me and she goes, he's staying another day. Like real low.
Yeah.
And I just start laughing hysterically, and he's like, what's so funny? And I was like, nothing, man.
Jesus.
So yeah, so that is
he's a bit of a fellow who takes over the room.
Oh my god.
He's in it.
He really is. And then he's like, what's wrong with you, Arden? He's like, usually you're the one who's acting like a fucking jackass, just like me. And I was like, do I act like that? And everyone else in the room goes, no, not even close. And I was like, maybe you're mistaking me with someone else, man. And he's like, maybe it was Hill. I can't remember. He goes, somebody else was loud and obnoxious like me. And I was like I'm kind of loud sometimes, but
yeah, having a good old time.
Yeah, I'm like,
maybe last time you hung out with him, he was hammered. Hammered people think everyone else is as drunk as they are.
That's true.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
he's leaving our friend's wedding, and there's a guy who was all bombed out, and he goes up to me, and he's like, "You get to drive?" Yep. I'm good, bud. You haven't noticed not a single drop for a long time.
Yeah,
and you're getting fucking hammered tonight. So like Todd's just probably hammered, thing like everybody else is as fucked up as I am. Yeah. It's just like his friends and their wives just looking at him across the fire. His wife going, "When is he leaving?"
Yep.
Yeah. I'm surprised he did leave. He didn't want to stay there with the showers and the bathrooms and everything.
He had to go. He had to drive to Ohio to be a deer hunting guide.
This guy guides a lot of people.
He tells us he guides a lot of people.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
Yeah, maybe he's just standing next to the river as people raft by, and he's like, "Go that way," and he's like, "I'm a guide," and he just lives in this building he found. Says
it's possible.
Yeah,
this guy, you never know. You never know. He did ask me like right away. He goes, "You still doing that podcast?" He goes, "Are we gonna do it this week?" I was like, maybe. I mean, he is a character.
Oh God, he's a character. Of course,
he is a freaking character.
Non-stop content.
Speaking of characters, this other guy that I've been working with lately with Al. His name is Yuset, and he's from Honduras.
Oh, cool.
And he's just going to come on and do the show.
Oh, good.
And he is a character.
Yeah.
This guy has got more stories than anyone I've ever heard, and he's got the best accent I've ever heard, too.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to be a perfect fucking guest. So sometime in the next month, he said that he would come down and do it.
Nice.
And I was like, dude, you've got to come do it. Because he has all these stories from Honduras.
Sure.
He was in the Honduran army.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's cool. And he said he was sleeping in a hammock this one day, and his brother was like, Yuset. His name is Yuset. Yeah. He's like, don't move. And he's like, why are you waking me up, bro? Why are you waking me up? He goes, I sleeping. And he's like, and he said he looked down, and there was a fucking 12-foot alligator. Or not an alligator, crocodile.
A fucking dinosaur.
Yes.
It's a fucking dinosaur.
Sleeping under the hammock underneath him.
Oh, wow. It was like a cartoon, like a bunch of Z's.
Yes.
Like the alligator's got a little cap on, and they have to like tiptoe past them.
Yeah. And he's got this great story about the sheriff in Honduras fucking shooting at him because he was on the sheriff's roof with the sheriff's daughter.
Wow. This is like a Honduran country song.
Dude, I know. So he's got all these incredible fucking stories.
That's great.
And so he's going to come onto the show, and I think everyone will be pleasantly surprised with his when he speaks alone, you start giggling alone because of the way that he talks. He calls pizza pizza.
Pixar.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to get pizza today. I'm like, we're getting pizza, man. He's like, no pizza. I'm sick of pizza.
He's been here for a while, I guess. He's starting to get the lay of the land.
Well, he was born in Ohio.
Wow.
And the deal is it gets better and better. His mother's sister was married to his father, and his father.
Hold on, let me get that straight. His mother's sister was married to his father. Okay.
Yeah, and his father and his mother had an affair.
All right, I get you.
They're all from Honduras. originally, but they were living in Ohio, and he started banging his wife's sister.
Yeah.
And knocked her up.
See, that's where you go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not usually good.
No.
I guess after 20 years that the sisters have finally, gotten back together. And he now lives in Toronto and owns like a bunch of nightclubs.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's like super rich, I guess.
It's like the Grand Theft Auto characters you meet as you're playing the game.
It's unbelievable, the people that I meet sometimes.
Yeah, this is great.
So so we got that to look forward to. I mean, he's probably, we should have him on like once every couple months.
Yeah.
He's got
It's
that
a
many
well
stories.
that doesn't run dry.
Oh my God, it never runs dry. And half of them might be made up, but they're worth hearing.
Yeah. Might be ones he took from other Honduran people.
They could be.
Yeah.
So, and then it was Cocktail Weenie's 5th birthday.
5th birthday, wow.
Yeah, while we're down there. So I have now seen all 5 of her birthdays because we do the same vacation every week, every year.
Oh, that's cool.
And we, Retodd actually got her a unicorn piñata.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fucking cool, dude.
Heart stopped it for a second there. I was like, oh, and then you said that. I'm like, oh, all right, a normal child gift. That's great.
Yes, yeah. So I'll show you guys after the show the video of it. She's fucking
She's whacking
awesome.
the shit out of it.
Yeah, we gave her a poker.
Was it full of candy or was it full of something weird?
No,
and
it was full of
retarded?
candy,
Okay.
thankfully. I was a little nervous about that, too.
Yeah.
I was like, Todd, you didn't do anything with that fucking unicorn horn, did you? He's like, come on, Harden. She's a kid. And I was like, just making sure, man. You're still Retodd. You might have had some fun with that thing once you fucking saw it. I know you. So, we went out to dinner a couple times. It was fucking fantastic. We went to a bunch of orchards up in the mountains that were really cool. Got some grass-fed meats.
Nice.
And they were fucking fantastic. We had took some mushrooms by the fucking fire the one night. It was, oh my God, I could not stop laughing all night. And we had all eaten edibles too, and I forgot that I ate the mushrooms. So then they were playing poker afterwards, and everyone's like, dude, no matter what happens, Harden, you're laughing. We can't get a fucking read on you, and you're killing all of us. I was cleaning up. I was winning like every hand.
Wow. Well, let's do some Rain Man shit and get you all doped up to get a casino.
I know, right?
That's you just become this savant.
Yeah. Well, I kept being like, what game are we playing again? Like, I've got the cards in my hand. I'm like, what game are we playing again? They're like, baseball. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, and they're like, what's so funny? And I'm like, I don't know. And then they're like, what the fuck? Fucking Harden just fucking won $40 again. So it was a blast.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
You had sent me something. What was it?
Oh, Tortuga.
Yeah, Tortuga drift driving.
Yeah.
Drift diving.
Yes. So my buddy Rod tells me this story. So Rod and Carlene are our friends that go there almost every year too. He's the one with the plane.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he took his plane down to Key West this one year and met some friends there, and they were going to go diving in the Tortugas. And so they had just built it. He has a contract where he designs all the vixens down there. The strip clubs.
You did tell me this.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, you really run with quite an eclectic crew.
I do. So he wrote into the contract.
You got a guy with his own fucking plane flying around building titty bars like a king, and then you got a guy pissing in a tube in the wall.
Man.
Like he's at an old timey fucking bank and sending his piss through the thing like you're cashing a check.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And everything in between.
I've never been much for the clicky thing.
What?
Being in cliques.
Oh,
I
like
like
a
my
certain
friends from
type of
all
guy,
different.
yeah,
I
I
like
get
my
you,
friends
yeah.
from all different ranges.
Yeah, I get that.
So he's like, yeah. So I wrote into the contract a lifetime platinum pass at every Vixen's in Florida or in every Vixen's that's ever. Anywhere.
Yeah, if you build it, I think you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah. So he goes, and I've still never even used the pass. He goes, because every time I go, it's with like the big wigs, and they all fucking are like,
They just walk in. Yeah,
everything's just on them. You know?
Need some big wigs. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting close to the big wigs.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
So
we got a couple of big toupees. Not quite a full wig.
No, not a full wig yet.
Yeah.
We got to start trimming the sides.
Yeah.
So he goes, so we're down there in Key West. He goes, and we're at fucking Vixen's until 5 a.m. He goes, our dive in Tortuga, which is like an hour boat ride, is fucking at 7. And I was like, oh my God, dude.
I think you're not supposed to scuba dive like with booze in you, because something about it in your blood, like oxygenate. Same thing with same thing we were talking about in the mountains.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. This is you're going below and there's still pressure and things like that.
He goes, so I jump in the water for, no, hold on. There's more. He goes, so the one guy is, there's a dominatrix on stage at Vixen's.
Okay.
He loves dominatrix.
The plane guy or just another guy?
This other guy.
All right.
So he gets on the stage and fucking rips off his shirt and it's like, whip me.
Wow.
So she whips him and he goes, no, whip me. So she's whipping him apparently for like a half an hour on stage. Like really whipping him.
Jesus.
He goes, so we get to the dive the next day, or in a couple hours, and he goes, and I jump in. He goes, as soon as I put my mask on, the oxygen makes me fucking puke all over the inside of my fucking
gross.
He's like, so I have to get back out.
Yeah.
He goes, but that sudden rush of oxygen, and I was just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh man. He goes, my buddy dives in, and he's just like, ow, 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 and starts fucking screaming. The salt water hit his back that was like ravished.
Ripped up, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. And he starts screaming in the water, and he's like, I can't do it. Somebody pull me out.
I think you should like this shit. Hey, you heard him. So he gets out of the water.
Well,
he's got a huge heart on. Because the pain is just, he loves it too much.
I know, he probably did. But, I don't know. He went down, he did it. So they all did it. But, that was basically the story. Like, that it was all about the strippers and the dominatrix and fucking.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. So, I got some good material while I was gone.
Jesus.
I'm sure I'll think of more for the next episode. I think that's enough for one.
Yeah. So how was the kid's birthday? It was all good.
It was fantastic.
It's just like this nice little, yeah, you see the pictures of the kid's birthday party, and then you think of what the adults are doing, like outside of this smiley little event.
Yes.
You fucking hang it out with Retodd.
Oh, yeah. We had some things going on. So, overall, great vacation. I got great pictures. Every morning I woke up, had a coffee and a smoke on the porch, and just stared off into the beautifully colored mountains because everything was red and yellow and orange, and you could see for fucking miles and miles and miles.
I want that. I need some space.
There's plenty of it down there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you before, you guys should come with us fucking one of these years.
And meet Retodd in person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just have a week long with fucking Retodd and Hotdog and Hot Rod and all the boys.
There's a Hot Rod, too?
Well, Rod's the one with the plane.
The one with the plane, all right.
Yeah. They flew their plane there.
That's pretty badass.
I know, right?
So once again, you got a guy flying his own plane down there, and then you got a guy pulling a dirty mattress out of a truck.
Yes.
Hanging out in the same place. Wow.
Yeah.
That's it,
Best
man.
of friends.
Different strokes.
That's right. And then Hot Dog lands somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
He
pulls up in his boat. It's like some weird fucking A-team.
Yeah.
like G.I. Joe, how like a boat would pull up and then a helicopter would land.
Yep.
And then a dump or a fucking pickup truck with a dirty mattress pulls up.
Dildos.
Yeah, you got your own little fucking super friends going down there. Little fucked up little Justice League.
Kind of.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so.
I don't think I have anything interesting that's happened.
No?
Oh, I was just dragging leaves out to the road. I was getting leaves out of the one pine tree and got a little scratched up, and then she made a salt scrub, so I was in the shower scrubbing, and it stung a little bit. So kind of the same deal.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. What are you looking
Made
at?
pumpkin pie from scratch.
Oh, yeah, this is all her. Yeah, dude. I mean, so we get the Becker Farms box, and we always get like giant fucking pumpkins. I don't know what to do with them. So I cooked them down and made an actual pumpkin pie.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but made marshmallows.
What?
Yeah.
She sent me a recipe for marshmallows, like old school, how they used to make marshmallows in like the fucking olden days.
Really?
Yeah. It's gelatin, which smells fucking horrible
Okay.
because it's like bone and fat and shit, right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then you just put in some water, and then you add some other shit and boil it and whip it in the whipping thing, and it thickens. And I was like, this ain't gonna work at all. It's just, this is retarded. It's just some shitty liquid. But then if you keep whipping it, it whips up and like made proper little fucking marshmallows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little fuck, I'm living Martha Stewart shit now.
That's
just
awesome.
doing yard work, making bacon pies and shit. Chilling out, man. It's
Yeah.
a busy goddamn summer.
That's all right. That's all right.
Well, today's Thursday, so this will be up Friday, the November 15th. Roy G. Bibb's playing at a place called the Kaz in Buffalo, which is brand new. I think this is still part of their like soft opening.
Oh,
Their
cool.
grand opening is like in December.
All right.
And we're playing with a few other bands. We're opening, so we're early. But apparently this place is sick as fuck. Spidge went up there. He said it's like an old bank.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Forgot. It's called the Kaz.
That's all right.
I'll find it. Everybody, you can look it up. CAZ, the Kaz.
Yeah.
But apparently it's pretty sick, so I can't wait to play there.
That's awesome.
Also, there's a new Monti Kingu song I just put out. It's
Yeah.
called Losing Your Doubt. It is on everywhere you get music. So go find. I'm going to put a link to it in this
Did
episode.
you send it to me?
I don't think so. I will. And there's a link to it in this episode. And then I'll even put a little clip of it in this episode. I don't know how much I can play before I get a copyright strike on myself. You know what I mean? You get those. You know, this is property of Thermopolis Media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
but
sent me
that's-
something a few days ago, and it was catchy.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I dug it. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
what it was, but
New tracks. But that's what I'm going to do, man. It's getting cold. You know, we're putting away all the outside shit. It's kind of depressing putting all the lawn stuff away.
It is.
You know, I'm still finding, I still want to have a fire. Like, I'm like, you got a bunch of wood for the fire, but then it's like too goddamn cold.
Yeah.
Even if you had a giant one. You know, so I'm being inside making pies and music for all winter.
Made apple pie too.
Yeah, the apple pie's basic bitch shit. We chopped up some apples, and then it was a little kind of funky looking because we couldn't really fit it in the thing. So it was sort of like, you know, I don't know, an apple bomb. It was
An
just
apple bomb?
Yeah, it
an
was
apple
just
bomb sounds really good.
crust just like really bulky. It didn't have like a nice pie look to it. You know, it looked
Yeah.
like when you see a thing of like a snake ate a gazelle, and you see the outline of the gazelle.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
sort of like that. Like the crust is the snake, and the apples
Sure.
are like
That's okay.
yeah, it is pretty good.
I bet it tastes delicious.
Yeah, dude. I'm on my Betty Crocker shit.
So,
So did Todd have any sort of kitchen? Could he cook a pie or anything? What was he doing with all this meat he's skinning? There's no cookable. There's no sink in the place.
I'm assuming he was starting a fire outside.
Yeah. There wasn't like any sort of kitchenette or anything.
There was a sink right next to the urinal.
Oh, the urinal. All right, we're calling it that.
So,
Yeah.
and it would look like a kitchen sink. Like it had like the swan,
Oh wow.
like the
okay.
swan, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, the faucet.
Yeah, faucet. I don't know why I couldn't think of faucet, but yeah. And I mean, and it had like 6 inches to a foot maybe on each side of like really nice, like it looked really nice.
Like granite. So he found that shit on the side of the road
He had to have.
and pulled it and hooked it up, and it's just like a hose underneath that opens into
Yeah.
it.
But again, I mean, I couldn't even see it work because the water's been shut off for 2 weeks at this point.
Yeah. So he's got this little window of time between fucking whitewater rafting season stops and deer hunting in the Ohio starts. He's got this little window, and then you guys are like, we're gonna have this big house for a week. He's like, thank fuck.
Thank God I get to take a shower.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
what a fascinating guy.
He is.
What he drives.
What he drives, I'm assuming a shitty truck.
Yeah, it's like an old white pickup, and I'm like, as soon as I get in, I go, "Did you steal this thing?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "You think I didn't notice the ignition?"
Oh, it's all broken
Dude,
out.
it's completely broken off.
Oh my god.
Right? And he has to tie these two wires together and then push a button.
Oh wow.
He goes, my mechanic did that because it would have been $500 and something. He could do this for $39.99 or something like that. And I was like, did you steal this thing?
We riding around in a hot truck.
am I going to get arrested on the way back to camp?
Yeah.
He's like, Henry, I swear to God, this is my truck. I'm like, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that part.
Yeah, that was you. Have you left where you were at?
I'm not done yet. I have a question.
All right, what else?
Is it Florida plates? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
He's from
Probably wasn't any plates.
He's from Tampa Bay originally.
There's probably plates he took off a car he found in a swamp
I
somewhere.
want to know if they were Florida though.
Yeah, I don't remember.
In spirit, they were.
Yeah.
They were Florida in spirit. Everything about this guy's
Well, I
Florida.
mean, nobody has plates on the front of their cars down there, and I never really walked around to the back, so
Refrigerator?
no refrigerator.
No refrigerator.
No.
How does he?
Food or drinks in the house?
No.
Why is there a room with a drain?
For skinning.
For skinning?
All the blood has to go down there.
So this is like a hunting thing. It's like a hunting lodge, I guess, I would assume.
He says it's a whitewater rafting thing. I want to answer these questions as thoroughly as I can, but I'm only going by what he says.
There be a skin? Why is there a drain? It's got to be for
They
like
just
hunters.
call it the skinning room.
Yeah, I know. So I'm like, why else would this room exist though? I guess
I have no idea.
But there's not like a shower in it. It's not like a big shower room.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I didn't see any shower heads or anything in there. Of course, I only glanced and kept going because I was like, man, this is kind of fucking creepy. And it was small. It was like the size of my spare bedroom.
Was there a well in the basement with a senator's
There's
daughter?
no basement. The whole place is concrete.
He wasn't carrying a small dog with him.
There was a well outside.
Was there lotion? Was there a basket? Did the basket have lotion in it?
There was lots of lotion. I can tell you that.
Was there
That part I can answer. There was everything from lotion to Crisco to.
You want to help me move this couch? Wow.
TV?
Any sort of
There was a
entertainment.
TV.
There was a TV. Well, yeah, rednecks always have a TV.
Yeah.
And their house is the box the TV came in, but they have a TV.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
But the TV didn't work because there was no Wi-Fi.
Ah, bastards.
Did he have a
So,
couch?
no couch.
What did he sit on?
The bed, I'm assuming.
On the pile of stuff on the
Pile
bed.
of stuff on the bed. I didn't see anywhere to sit. Like I said, I was standing in the corner the whole time.
And what kind of floor? Was it a rug or?
It's just a concrete room. It's like a prison.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was a rug. I
I
don't know if I could even see the floor.
This is just too
I don't
much
remember.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the floor at all. Actually,
And do you think he's not like, well, let me get this place spiffy and I'll get out of here back to Ohio? He's just leaving it as is.
just as is,
Wow.
and it's just a screen door.
Really? It's not like,
Oh,
oh my God.
not a
Yeah.
Real door.
No, there was no real door.
Jeez.
I didn't see a real door. He opened up a screen door. We went in. He opened up a screen door. We went out.
Season's over, so.
It's a pretty amazing place.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Oh, man. What a life of a whitewater rafting instructor, I guess, we're assuming.
Yeah.
All of this
be
is
careful out
pointing
there.
me to no.
Yeah. Don't
Between
ever
the
do it.
truck and the place and the whole thing, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm
It's
fascinated.
it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then, we get done with poker, or no. So then we play 3-ball one night because there's a pool table in the basement, and everyone we're playing like a buck in hand, and Todd's like, let's just keep it on paper until the end.
What?
Yeah, like keep who
Oh,
wins
okay.
each
Not
game,
like put the dollar down on the table.
and yeah, like you normally would do.
Right.
So at the end, he goes, all right, looks like I owe you guys $11, and they're like, okay. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'll get you next time. And they go, this happens every time.
Yeah, part of me is like, maybe this dude, maybe he, this is all an act. And somewhere, he's got a big house and a fucking Mercedes or
Yeah.
something. And,
Yeah.
this is all just, he just cheaps everybody out and that's how he stays living that life.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I tried to explore that thought for a second, but it's not working.
It's not worth it, man.
No, I don't
hurt
think
your
so.
brain.
No, as is. Todd, as is. Wow.
It's I've never met anyone like him. There's no doubt in my mind that I've never met anyone like him.
That's
I've met a
pretty great.
lot of walks of life in my lifetime.
Yeah, man. Gotta get him and the Honduran guy together and just see what sort of
Holy
sparks
cow.
fly there. That's a
Dude.
fucking dude. Those two living in that little shack together, that's a buddy comedy.
Oh my God,
New roommates?
we'd go up 10,000 fucking viewers.
that's a
the next
sitcom
day.
right there. That's a fucking sitcom.
It really is.
With those two in there.
It'd have to be on HBO, of course.
Yeah, if you're like, oh, I woke up and there was an alligator under my hammock. Be like, well, did you eat it?
Or just shoved his dildo in its ass.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have been able to decide which one I wanted to do first.
Is it a crocodile or an alligator? Crocodiles don't fancy that very much. Putting a dildo in their ass. Alligators, get them down. They you can sweet talk them into it. Oh, that's pretty fucking great, man.
Yeah, good times with Retodd.
So yeah, the song's called "Losing Your Doubt." It's out now on Spotify. Everybody, go check that out. Todd, don't. Yeah. Oh God, Todd's gonna find it.
Todd's gonna find it.
Yeah, I got a couple songs too. It's the Ballad of Todd. That's our next song.
Yeah.
All right, man. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. And
I do have
okay.
A couple more quick things. Big week in football this week.
Oh yes, we got to do football news.
Yeah,
I've been watching the games actually. The second half of them at least.
We're playing the undefeated Chiefs, who are also our nemesis.
Yeah.
In Buffalo though. And
Is
the Bills
Taylor
are
Swift
on a win
coming?
streak. Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, she should be there. So I'm sure all you Swifties have already bought tickets. If anyone wants mine and Alfie's tickets, they're up for sale. $1,100 a ticket.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
and they're within 600 feet
dads
of her.
out there that want to get some really nice tickets for their kids in case they can see Taylor Swift at the game, come and get them.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be down at hunting camp.
Oh, really?
I'm going hunting
with who?
My whole family, all the boys in my family.
All right. Thank God you're not going to Todd's.
No. It's like me, my dad, my brother, my cousin Ryan, my nephews, my couple other friends.
You're gonna get a deer?
I'm hoping so, man.
Nice.
I got my hunting license. For the first time, I went to the town hall and I was like, I knew everyone there. I walk in and everyone's like, Chris. And I have a little more news right after this, but they're all like, what are you doing now? Like, when are you going to start bartending again? Where are you going to be soon? I'll get to that in a second. Mm-hmm. and I was like, listen, I need my hunting license. I haven't had it in 30 years. And they were like, they're like, Chris Harden, 573 Oak Street, 716-745-9519. I'm like, that's me.
Oh, yeah?
They're like, here you go. Nice. They're like, $57. Nice. I was like, all right. So I am good to go there. And the exciting news is that I am in a couple weeks. We will let you know next week on the show. We'll be bartending Saturday nights at somewhere starting in 2 to 3 weeks. And I believe that Sean is going to accompany me for my first one.
There will be some sort of music, yes.
Yeah. So
we'll figure out what.
We'll figure this out, and we will let you know on next week's episode. And it's exciting. And then
it's exciting.
We're gonna do some big things this summer. I had a sit down with Pat today, and we talked about some really fun stuff that we'll keep everybody up on very soon.
Out at somewhere. If anyone who's listening to this who doesn't know, they're like, where? Like, somewhere. It's a bar called somewhere.
It's a bar called somewhere.
Yeah.
It's on Church Street or Blairville. It turns into Blairville or right around where it is. It's on the corner of that and East Avenue. Nicolette, my old bartender, is going to have a baby in about 2 weeks, so let's go there and make some noise.
Oh, is she around there?
She lives across the street.
Oh, what timing. What timing. She's
I know.
like, I'm going to have a newborn. You're like, I'm going to start working there. You're like, fuck. Because with him comes all these goddamn bands.
Her mom is the one who gave me my hunting license this morning.
Jesus.
And I go, so Nicolette's going to be over with the baby every Saturday from now on. She goes, how do you know? And I go, because I'm starting to work at somewhere and we're going to have music. And she goes, yay!
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good reaction.
Yeah, she was excited for both things, that I'm going to start working there and that she's going to get the baby.
That's good. Yeah, and then with the music thing, I mean, she ain't sleeping anyways with this fucking baby. So,
exactly.
It'll be up anyways. All right, cool.
Yeah.
This actually is good timing.
It is.
Yeah. All right, yeah, very, very cool things happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure you go see Sean at Kaz. And,
yes, the Kaz. Roy G. Biv at the Kaz. So I'm excited to check this place out. So all y'all need to come check it out.
Yep. And then
check out the new song.
Yeah. And like I said, next week we'll let you know when to come and see us.
Yeah. All right, man. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. Keep showing everybody. Tell your friends. Follow the fucking Instagram account. God damn it.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
See you next time.
With a big sheet of boards us, we mean it somehow. Not like she ignores us or needs to be loud. But I'm